Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Get my phone plugged in. And I hope I have the stream public. Hold on, let me make sure it's public. That might be the problem. Your channel live. And let's edit this. It says one watching now. So maybe it is public. But let's see. It might just be me watching. Yep, it says public. So we should be up and running. Good morning, everyone. BB Hot 80. SoFi gets upgraded. First one here. Currency Brutus. Someone got you first. Steve J, 2031. Good morning. Yep, 2 upgrades. All right. We're here. Yes, Jennifer Venegas. Vanegas. Let me figure this out. Jennifer Vanegas. Vanegas. Jennifer Vanegas. I think I got it right. This morning. Yes, good 2 upgrades this morning. Good morning, Nick Boyall. JP Morgan. Oh, JP Morgan, huh? Upgrades. Okay. JP Morgan. All right. JP Morgan steps in and says, SoFi's worth more than people say. All right. I left my notes upstairs, folks. Good morning, everybody. Oh, yeah. SoFi's Technologies price target raised to 28. We will be pitting this message. Raised to 28 from 18 at Citi. 613 SoFi. Citi raised the firm price to target on SoFi Technologies to 28 from 18 and keeps a buy rating on shares. You think they're buying anything right now? You think Citi bought any? I already know they did. But recently they bought a whole shitload. I showed you guys. Citi's piled in. Let me change this setup here. I think we're going to have a great day today. I do believe we're going to have a very, very good day today. Seeing SoFi down this morning, you guys might have got my notice. I put up a notification on the channel this morning. Let's go over to my channel and go to my posts. View channel. If you haven't become a member of this channel, if you haven't bought in as a member, you might want to consider it because I send out notifications like this one this morning and last night. And all the time I do it. So I told you for this morning, get your eyes on this stock here, GXAI. This is a notification I put out this morning. I put out this notification this morning because I think we ought to buy this stock. It was up 87% yesterday. Folks, it's going to have a retraction. They're going to fleece it out in the morning. Okay? And this is what we want to look to buy in. GXAI. GXAI, folks. Up yesterday, 87%. Volume 248 million. The historical data on this stock shows the average volume is 4 million. And now you see that has jumped to 260 million. So there's been another 52 million in after hours to run it down. 52 million shares traded in after at $2 a share. So you're talking $100 million. And the price is down 14%. Huh. This is the prime target for me. I like to buy these kind of stocks, folks. What was the news that came out that made it spike up so much? Let's go take a look at that. Latest news. Open gets 19% boost. Oh, no. That's the old Open page. Factbox healthcare firms seeing growing activist investor involvement in the past year. That's 8 minutes ago. TGX raises animal profit forecast on strong demand. All right, well, I don't see much there. Huh. But we need to watch this one. GXAI, folks. GXAI. Back to my published post. Want you to know this morning, just so you know, all cats, I posted this notice this morning to everybody who has hit the notification bell. You got this notification. Good morning to all cats. Just so you know, SoFi dropped all the way down to 22.10. I need to edit that, not 2010, 22.10. My mistake. There you go. Post. Dropped all the way down to 22.10 last night in after hours. As I type, it's at 22.74. And then I also said we should possibly get in on this one, GXAI, on the dip. Start small, I say. Start small. GXAI. I posted this last night. LOL, desperate shorts. LOL, desperate shorts who could only achieve a low of 22.69 during yesterday's session. And at that time, I told all of you that that made them look very weak. I told you that. To me, that low yesterday made them look extremely weak. It should have been at least 22.66. But last night and after hours, look what they did. See that? Wait till the low volume. Wait till there's no one watching. And they ran it down from there to 22.55 and then 22.44 and then 22.33, 22.20, and then it hit 22.10 last night where I bought another 100 shares of the stock at 22.10 last night. And now I'm sitting pretty with it. I like selling the stock at 24, high 24s, and then buying it back at 22.10. Isn't that cool? It's a day trade dream stock, folks. You watch how we do it today. All right, so that's my notifications that I put up in the posts that I put up recently. And if you become a member of this channel, I'll send out these postings, and if you hit the double tap on that notification bell, folks, you'll get these notices when these things pop and after hours are dropping. You can take advantage of them. You can buy this in the pre-market now. Let's go see where this one is now. GXAI is the stock. And I think it's a good buy here. I think it's been manipulated to get out the week early this morning. And I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So, look, it's already starting to recover some. GXAI, folks, I think it's a good buy at 177, down 14%. The volume on the stock yesterday was 248 million. It averages only 4.1. Gaxos Labs launches ArtGen, an AI image and video creation platform targeting multi-billion. Folks, this is yesterday's morning news. It launches an ArtGen, an AI image video creation platform targeting multi-billion market, a multi-billion dollar market. So that's the news that sparked this. Now, I must, if you will, give me a minute. I got to get in here on my photos, please. And if you'll give me just a minute, let me run upstairs. I want to run upstairs, and I want to get my and we'll get a chart going here on SoFi this morning. Let's go look at it. But I want to run upstairs and get my paperwork that I have my notes all on. I left it up there by mistake. And folks, this looks awesome. Oh, man, does this thing look ready to springboard. Just look at that effort to take it down in the pre this morning. Look at that effort to take it down so they can buy it at what price? They tried a 22.44 buy. They're looking for a 22.44 buy there. 22.44. And they may have even gotten it, folks. That might be what they got. What was it? 22.45. Well, folks, I tell you, the 44 number, and you can look, they loved it over here too, and they love some there. So that's the number now. The new low for SoFi is going to be 22.44. 22.44 will be the new low. And right now I see the bid is at 22.57 and the ask is at 22.61. So it sucks to be a short today. It sucks to be a short today, that's for sure. Y'all just give me a second. I'm going to get logged into these notes because I got some cool stuff to show you. Get logged in my photos, and I got some cool stuff for you to see today. All right. Okay, here's the first thing I want you all to know about. And it involves a partnership that SoFi got yesterday. Kind of got swept under the rug because of the whole market sentiment, the entire broader market. But I want you to see this. SoFi partners with Lightspark to power blockchain-enabled international money transfers. All right, folks, this is awesome, okay? This is awesome news. SoFi announced its upcoming international money transfer service, enabling members to send funds abroad directly from the SoFi app with lower fees and faster delivery compared to traditional remittance service providers. Lightspark, a leading enterprise infrastructure provider that uses the Bitcoin Lightspark, a leading enterprise infrastructure provider that uses the Bitcoin Lightning Network, will enable the technology via universal money address to send and receive money seamlessly with access to an open global network for payments. SoFi will be one of the first U.S. banks to offer a blockchain-powered remittance service. Hell yeah. SoFi, I told you, folks, the news for these shorts, unfortunately, it never will stop coming. It never will. Anthony Noto, they're always moving forward. They're progressing. They're reinvesting. He's told you all what they're doing. They keep pouring the money back in and making it a bigger and better widget. All right. For many SoFi members who regularly send money to loved ones internationally, the ability to quickly transfer money at low cost isn't just a convenience, it's a meaningful improvement to their everyday financial lives, said Anthony Noto. He's the CEO of the company, and he owns millions and millions of dollars worth of shares of this company because he believes in it so wholeheartedly. By embedding this directly into SoFi's app, we're unlocking the value of blockchain technology to give members faster, smarter, and more inclusive access to their money. SoFi is one of the most innovative and forward thinking financial platforms in the U.S. today, said David Marcus, CEO and co founder of Lightspark. Digital banks are embracing UMA because it's fast, it's cheap, it's secure, and it uses the only open payments network that exists, Bitcoin. UMA on SoFi means customers can move money instantly, anytime, globally. And we're excited to see the demand via SoFi's wallet, proving that people are ready for future of payments. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge, huge deal. And another reason that SoFi actually spiked yesterday morning. This is the news that caused yesterday morning's spike to hit the 24.94. Now, folks, knocking on 24.94 is knocking on heaven's door, because when we break over 25, folks, I'm telling you, I even said yesterday, if we broke over 24.60, that SoFi was probably going to go to 26 very quickly and then 28. Well, what do you know? We got a new analyst that came out and said new price target $28. JP Morgan comes out with a new price target. JP Morgan, Citi also raised. They've gone from $18 to $28. Folks, everybody's calling on $28 as the new price target, and I've been telling you that that's where we're headed next. It's going to go there quickly. There's nothing going to stop it, because I showed you guys yesterday that SoFi went there, in fact, in one day at one time. Right here, folks, look at this. This was February 1st, 2021, and SoFi went from 25.85 all the way to 28.26 in one day, folks. And I'm going to ask you something. How many people do you think own SoFi between 25 a share to 85 and 28.26 a share, if that just happened in one day? And look where the low was. 25.14, folks. We just hit a high of 24.94. Folks, we are knocking on $28 door here. There's no shares that are owned between 25 and 28. It only happened one day, people. There are no share owners in this price range. That's why we are going to the moon. There'll be nobody here to sell any shares because nobody ever freaking bought any. And if any retailers bought at 28 to 25, I can guarantee you they didn't own it when Chivarini Day came May 15th and the price hit that 455 low. Or even earlier in the year, on November, I think it was 21st, 2020, it was at 25.24 a share was the low. I mean, 424 a share. 424 a share. But yeah, look at the swings that this stock used to have. Look at the swings it would have in 2 days, folks. Just look at the swings that this stock would have in 2 days or 3 days times. Back in the day, look at that. $20, $19, $17 in a week. Back to 19, 18, 17, 16, back to 17, 18, 17, 18, 16, 17, 15, 17, 15, 17, 18, 20, 22, 22, 23, 23, 21, 19, 18. Folks, you're talking $23 to $18, $6 in 8 days. And the funny thing is, the headline from Yahoo today is SoFi gets obliterated. Man, those assholes don't know the meaning of the word obliterated. They don't know the meaning of the word obliterated. You want to see obliterated? Obliterated is the stock price that has a high of 20. It opens at 2102 and goes to 2420. That's shorts getting obliterated. This is real obliteration, folks. Movements of $3 in one day. Yahoo doesn't know the term obliterated. They don't know what it means. they can't understand it. Yahoo doesn't understand it. You want to see obliteration? I can show you some major obliteration, folks, of this stock going back in history, okay? And what we're seeing now, 6% down, that's not an obliteration, folks, by any means of the word. That's not it. That's not an obliteration at all. An obliteration, and I can give you some very good examples of obliterations right in through this area because there's quite a few of them. 23.95 down to 23.07. There's more. There's bigger ones than that, much bigger ones. There's very large ones. Obliterations, folks. Huge obliterations. When this thing was dropping like a rock, $16.04 this day open, and the next day $14.74 low. $16.04 and down to $14.74. Well, regardless of this type of manipulation that happens here with it, look at it. It was back to $17 5 days later. And I say the same thing could happen right now. We could be back up $5 7 days later from what this rundown we saw yesterday. And believe me, this rundown that we saw yesterday, it wasn't achieved on very minimal volume. It was massive volume. And I love the old Yahoo technique. They don't want you to see all the volume that they use to run it down. So they make the numbers teeny tiny. See how small those numbers are? See that huge spike in volume? And look at the day's volume the day before. They don't want you to see this massive increase in volume, so they make the numbers smaller. Isn't that funny? Yahoo's really they're really shorted SoFi all of its existence. They've been shorting it. And in fact, right now their price target is $20.11. 2011, because they're like the Chivarinis and the Timothy Schwitzers and the Torino or whatever his name is. There's a list of these low ballers, they're called, and this is just one of them. JP Morgan raised its target price today to $28, and so did Citi, I believe. We're going down here. SoFi, Coinbase, and Robinhood stocks are falling. I got news for you, you dumbasses. The whole market fell. Okay, yesterday. The whole market. You see this? It's a sea of red. It's a sea of red. And if you look at any stock, this one was down 8%. TNXP, ATNF, down 8%. This one here, down 13%. BTAI, BITF, down 8% almost. Folks, don't go claim why SoFi was obliterated. Yeah, I see the headlines from Yahoo today. SoFi was apparently obliterated, or that's what they said anyway. I don't see the headline now. They've taken it out, I guess because they realized it was pretty stupid of them. They didn't want me to show you their stupid headline today. But here it is. SoFi teams with Lightspark on blockchain remittance 55 minutes ago. And I want you guys to see some other very cool stuff going on. It says here that SoFi's international money transfer service will launch later this year. SoFi will be one of the lowest cost platforms to transfer money internationally, with the total cost being below the current national average. To ensure full transparency, the exchange rate and fees will be displayed up front before members send it. The service will be available 24/7 directly on the SoFi app without needing to use a third-party app. Folks, this is huge, this Lightspark deal. And as I said to the poor shorters, unfortunately, you're dealing with a company that is becoming so innovative and so motivated to come up with more and more products that are going to get them in the. It's just one more story to break. And I tried to warn all of these shorts years ago that this company isn't going to stop breaking story after story after story after story. They're just going to keep coming like this, folks. They're not going to stop. They won't stop. It's just going to be one more innovative product, one more partnership, another a lender who wants to come in and add money to the loan platform after another, folks. It's just going to be one after another. Now, I'm going to be day trading SoFi today, and I'm going to be teaching you to do a method where we wait and we don't make a single trade yet until we see the pattern of manipulation. We want to see a consistency between how far they drop it down. So we want to catch this pattern. Are they doing a 10-cent drop today? Are they making it fall 40 cent like yesterday, $1.40? You know, what is the pattern? How much are they going to bring it down? And I've been tracking lately, as you all know, on the highs and lows, how much they make the price go up and down each day. And if you look here, as of late, I've got the highs, the opens, the highs, the lows, and the closing price. And over here, folks, I show you how much the price is swinging from high to low each day. And on an average right now, we're seeing $1.08, and it recovered 73 cents by the end of the day. $1.11, and it got back 45 by the end of the day. $1.02 swing from high to low, and it got back 91. Here we saw a 74-cent swing, and it only got back 10. What did the price do after that? After that, folks, it went up to 21, then 22, then 22.62, then $24. All right. Now, I'm going to show you this because it's important. So here we are on this day here. They only let it come back 10 cents that day, and it just went up and up and up. All right. Now, I'm going to show you a pattern. Here, it had swung 82, got back 56, swung 78, got back 67, swung 123, only got back 30 cents. Well, they suppressed the comeback. What did the price do the next day? It went from 21.85 to 22.52 to 23.09 to 24.50. Huh. So we come down here, and now the price swings from 82.56 back up, 78 swing, got back 67, 123 got back only 30. Oh, they suppressed it again. What did the price do? Went from 21.81 to 23.65. Huh. Okay, I got it. Let's go look over here. So here it swings $1.21, gets back 113, swings $1.41, gets back 72, swings $1.21, gets back 55, swings $1.24, gets back $1.15, swings 82 cents and gets all of it back. And then yesterday, it swings $2.22. And what did it close at? I want to make sure I change this because I believe I need to make sure I'm accurate here. What did SoFi close at yesterday? All right, what did it close at yesterday? Closed at 22.75. Well, folks, that's a 222 swing and a comeback of only 6 cents. Do you see what they did there? And they used huge volume, folks. 79.047. So there was, now it says 79.047. Let me refresh this screen to make sure it's still the right. That's still it. No, 82,086.3 is what it says now. 82, so that's another 4 million shares traded last night to try to run it down in after hours to 22.10. The price went down to 22.10 last night in after hours, folks. I put up a notification about it that they were attacking it down in case you wanted to watch it and buy on the low. I bought 100 shares there. So let me get down here and I'm going to put in what it really ended at. 82,086, 300. All right. Folks, look at that. That's twice the amount of volume used to try to suppress the price. And I'm going to guess they naked shorted. Again, I'm going to guess they've naked shorted here and did not return the shares by the end of the day. But they'll return them today, folks. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm going to show you what's been going on with this naked shorting on this stock lately. Hold on. So, and by the way, right now, this was yesterday's total of institutions that own shares of SoFi, and I want you to see where we are now. Oh, gosh, resubmit form. Dadgum this thing. Hold on, folks. Just hold on a minute. Pre-market, look at these bastards trying to hold SoFi 2266. But unfortunately, they can't. It's at 2267, which is hilarious. To me, it's hilarious when they're with this. Again, I'm showing you this, folks. It's weak. That's weak, folks. That's weak, shorty. That's weak. That doesn't represent you very well. That shows signs of weakness. That's a chink in the armor, folks. They can't hold 2266 in the pre-market. That's the chink in their armor, folks. Whoa, now we have 1,037 institutions long. Folks, take a look at this institutional data. Look at all the institutions that are buying shares now and accumulating SoFi. Look at the huge amounts here being accumulated by institutions every day right now. Holy crap. Look, institutional ownership has gone from just 49% and then down here 46%. And in literally from this date, the 8th on, from the 8th until now, 12 days, that's 10 days of trading, and institutions just piling in, folks, piling in. And this does not even include the buy that just came in that we saw of 130, was it 130 million yesterday? I believe is what we pinned yesterday, 130 million. All right, so I want you to know this is big news for SoFi on this venue. It says right here, it says down here, just hold on here, Lightspark powers a global network of partner banks and financial platforms. This gives senders and recipients a seamless and secure transfer experience with a financial platform they know and trust. At launch, SoFi's international transfer service will first be available in Mexico, with more countries to be added shortly after launch. This phased approach ensures speed, security, and consistency for members from day one, with even more countries to follow. SoFi's international money transfers will be available through SoFi Checking and Saving later this year. SoFi Checking and Savings is offered through SoFi Bank. Members can sign up to join a wait list to receive access to SoFi's self-serve international money transfers later this year. So, folks, this is why SoFi spiked yesterday on this news and jumped up to $24.94. And folks, we're on the doorstep of going to $28. I want you to know that this was announced by Donald Trump yesterday. I'm going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots. And also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, which cost 10 times more than accurate and sophisticated watermark paper, which is faster and leaves, that's right, it says right here, this watermark paper, it says, which is faster and leaves no doubt at the end of the evening as to who won and who lost the election. We are now the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting. All other countries gave it up because of the massive voter fraud encountered. We will begin this effort, which will be strongly opposed by the Democrats because they cheat and this is just what he's saying. I'm not saying anything else, but I'm portraying what the President of the United States has said. And he says, let's see. He says they cheat at levels never seen before by signing an executive order to help to bring honesty to the 2026 midterm elections. Remember, the states are merely an agent for the federal government in counting and tabulating the votes. They must do what the federal government, as represented by the President of the United States, tells them for the good of our country, to do it with their horrible, radical leftist policies like open border and so forth. So, folks, I just wanted to share this with you that there's going to be a push at the state level to get rid of these fraudulent, hackable computer systems. Says here, he's also talking about the horrible radical left policies like open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender and woke for everyone, and so much more. Democrats are virtually unelectable without using this completely disproven mail-in scam. Elections can never be honest with mail-in ballots voting, and everybody, in particular the Democrats, know this. I and the Republican Party will fight like hell to bring honesty and integrity back to our elections. The mail-in ballot hoax using voting machines that are complete and total disaster must end now. Remember, without fair and honest elections and strong and powerful borders, you don't have been even a semi chance of a country or something like that. I can't read it all. A semblance. Yes. All right. So I'm just reading you this news, folks. You don't have to believe it. Last night, I posted this picture on the board to show you that they had tried to get to 2267, and that was at 624. And there it is, 625. They got to 2266. Now, in case you don't know it, SoFi's late night price went to 2210 last night. 2210. Well, that's an exit point for me. I said I'll get in there, so they were exiting, and I entered. And I want you to know right now, SoFi this morning is going to be where? Yes, I'm up this morning very nicely. I'm up 57 cents a share on the 100 shares I bought last night. And I also bought some at 2266. I bought 50 shares at 2266. And I had an order for 100 shares at 22.08, but the scumbags couldn't get it there. Weaklings. 22.10 is all I got last night. Anyway, there will be a very nice, we've got some other things I want to share with you, by the way, about news that's going forward, but I left my news sheet upstairs that I wrote all the news on. So let me run upstairs, and while I run upstairs, I'll play you one of my songs here, okay? And then I'll be right back. Let me play you one of my songs. We'll come over here, and we'll do it here, YouTube. And I'm here. It's request hour right now. I just hope he picks a balanced Fed chair that can deal with issues, even the ones that we don't know of yet. I hear you, Jaxie. Good morning. Good morning, Gary Inwards. Wendy, good morning to you. Masood, hello there. Daniel Davidson, will SoFi go down with the markets, or can the good news outrun the market? I think the broader market has played out. I think it's going to make a nice recovery. I think they just, you know how they do. The weak hands get out. PLTR, what about it? I still have confidence in it, even though it has also fallen. Everything fell yesterday. Just remember, everything did. That's right. It says PB Hakta. PB Hakta says, load up. Yep, after several days of boring market movement, some fuel is finally entering the market. Dang right. MSCI, Morgan Stanley Capital International, has announced that SoFi Technologies will be included in the Developed Markets Index, effective after the close of trading on August 26th. That's right. I know all about that. I've been telling everybody the reason SoFi partly fell yesterday is because, listen, all of these 3,000 huge companies, the biggest companies in the world that are part of the Morgan Stanley Index, they will all have to buy shares of SoFi on the 26th. But do you think that they want to buy them at the highest price of the freaking year or 5-year high? No, I said they want to run it down. So yesterday, they started running it down. And they might run it down for another 5 days in a row, believe it or not. Until the 26th, they might just keep running it down and running it down and running it down because they got to buy together. And they don't want to buy at the 52-week high. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody. I've been trying to tell everybody that. I said that a week ago when I heard the news. I said, this isn't necessarily a good thing for us, folks, because if all these institutions have to start buying on August 26th, they could run it down from now until August 26th to get in on the cheap. They could just call up BlackRock and say, sell, 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 baby. Keep selling. Keep selling, keep selling, keep selling. We'll keep sending you money. And BlackRock says, all right, we can do that. And so BlackRock takes up a short position on it and then just sells for 2 weeks straight. They've already sold for one. Now we'll see if they'll sell for another week and get it down to $20 a share where they can all buy in under 20, and they'll all brag how they ran SoFi down from $24.94 to under $20 where they bought in on August the 26th. So you might be smart right now with SoFi. Just pull out all your money and sit on the sidelines till all this goes by, because, folks, my feeling gut is, and I said it a week ago, they could come after this thing and chisel it down and just keep wiping people out of it and lowering the price by as much as they can until they got to buy it on the 26th. And I think they'll be able to buy it after market close on the 26th. And in the after hours, I think it'll be going hog wild. We'll see what happens. Pretty exciting times to be holding on to SoFi stock. It's not happening with any of these others that I know of. These other big indexes, man, SoFi's just following, and they're going to be more that invite SoFi in. It just hasn't moved into this index, and it's the only one. They're in many other indexes now already, SoFi is, and they're going to be invited into even others, even more. And each time that they move over it and join another index that's going to want them, then, folks, all those in that index are going to have to buy the stock. This is just going to be a snowball that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So as I said, I need to run upstairs and get my music. So right now I'm going to go to my channel, and I'm going to go to my playlist, and I'm going to pick one of these 125 songs I have on this playlist, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of my music. And we will do a song here. Let's see. Let's do this one called Drive to You. And this is me in 1990, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you'll enjoy what you're going to hear here. Let me start it over. Hold on. And I'll be back. I'm just going to go get my notes. I'll be back within 3 minutes. Okay, everybody? Here we go.
The song's called Drive to You.
All right. All right, that was one of my songs there, Drive to You. And like I said, I got 125 of them on my playlist. If you like original music and you want to hear some different stuff, come over and check it out. I'm also on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, and all those platforms. Tyler Self is my name, TylerSelph. All right. Swing back over here. And we got a long time till the market opens still, almost an hour. And I've got a lot of data for you that I want to share with you. So let's save this right here. There we go. Put that down there. And what I want to do now is I want to move down here and I want you to see something, folks. Jane Street Group, 65 million shares, folks. They just took over 5% ownership of the company, folks. 5%. And then we had another large buy. I heard another one come in. But look at the increases in these portfolios. 279% increase. 825. I mean, folks, these are just crazy. And look at the ones getting out. Look at all the shorts that are shorting, getting out 100%, getting out 100, 100, 100. They're getting out completely. Folks, these are shorters. See, they've got a put position. They're shorting. They've been shorting. Oh, Wolverine, shorting things down, now dumping, getting out completely. Because they can look over here and see all these other ones that are buying and increasing their percentages by 557, 26, 56, then 151%. Folks, this is right here. It says the increase in value, the value percentage increases. Look at them. Look at them coming in. Look at them coming in. No wonder shorters are bailing out all of it. Look at them coming in, and look at the rates and percentages that they're coming in, folks. This is amazing right now. Institutions are just, look at the percentage gain increases, folks. Holy shit. I mean, folks, they're increasing here by 416%, and they have 1,748,000 shares of SoFi stock. And they're increasing by 416 value. I mean, just look at this, by 4,450 value. Jeez. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, look at this. Fédération des Caisses des Jardins de Québec. Oh, yeah, the Garden of Quebec is buying in. Oui, mes amis, je peux parler français avec tout le monde ici qui est avec moi cet matin. Si es posible, ustedes hablar español. Yo digo muchas gracias que ustedes están aquí como amigo esta mañana. And si c'est possible, gen haïtien ici qui parle avec moi tout, mon cher, parce que je parle créole avec. There's a little bit of language I'm sharing with everyone. Look at Azora Capital. You ever heard of this company? Azora Capital that owns 2.36 million shares, increasing their portfolio by 64% value. I mean, these are big whales, folks. They own 1,200,000. They're increasing by 80. Oh my gosh, folks. Look at the piling in of these institutions. Look at their increasing their positions in SoFi now. Have you ever heard the term follow the money? Gosh, dang. Man, every time I look at this, I just feel better and better about owning SoFi stock and telling others to buy it on the dip. I do, man. I think yesterday was a golden opportunity for many people to get in on SoFi, 6% down. And I'm glad that you were smart enough to know that, hey, the broader market was down, and that's what pulled SoFi down. None of the fundamentals or execution of this company caused it to fall 6% yesterday. And I had already told you a week ago, and I've been telling you, anytime SoFi falls with the broader market, buy it. It won't fall otherwise, folks, except for a 11 a.m. vaginal or 12:30 vaginal drop on 10 million shares. I've already shown you how they're doing it. And another thing I want to show you right now, I want to show you something about shorts. This is called fails to deliver, folks. And they're supposed to be, when they borrow shares to sell, they borrow the shares to sell and make the price fall the next day when they don't return them. All right, that's the strategy of naked shorting, is failing to deliver shares you borrowed that morning and then using those shares to sell the following day to make the price fall. This is the method that they try. So look down here. When they shorted $127,000 worth, They got fined for doing it. They get fined $25,000 fine. They kept these shares and were going to sell them the next day to make the price fall. Well, it went from 1094 to 1098. They're like, holy shit. So they borrow another 106. They failed to deliver 167,000. They go a little heavier this time, and they made it fall that time. They almost made it fall 20 cents, 30 cents, almost a 30-cent fall selling those shares they didn't return. So they said, well, that worked pretty good. Let's go in heavier. So they go $970,000 worth that they failed to return. This many shares they're going to sell the next day and make the price fall. And again, they paid $25,000 here for failing to return. They paid $25,000 here for failing. They paid $25,000 here. So $75,000 they paid for failing to return. And the price, they're going to make it fall, right? Well, hell no, they're not. The price went from $12.31 to $12.88. So they went down more, and they said, we'll fail to return another $25,000 they paid a fine, and they failed to return $93,000. Well, they sold those, and the price fell, right? No, hell no. It went from $12.88 to $13.20. They're like, holy shit. So let's just fail to return another $854 million worth, $1,000 worth. So they failed to return this 64,755 shares. They're going to sell them, right, and make the price fall the next day. It'll fall the next day for gosh, Dubai. Oh, shit, no. It went to 1327. They come up here. They failed to deliver 266,000. And look at this. These are fails to deliver every day, folks. You're now 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2, 25. They're going to make the price fall, right, by selling this 20,000 shares. Well, it goes from 1318 to 1404. Look at this day here. They were losing so much money shorting it because here they failed to deliver 586,000. The price went from 1424 to 1506. They're like, holy shit. And what I wonder is if they weren't cheating the system by not returning these shares, if they weren't using this method, how high would SoFi actually have gone if they weren't playing this game with the shares, right? How high would it have gone if they didn't have these shares to dump on it all day long, right? But again, I'm going to show you more pain and butt taken because they take it big time here, folks. So they lost so much here, they backed off on fails to return, okay? Now they've backed off. It hurts so bad. They had to get the KY out, and they had to sit on intravenous for a week. And then finally they said, all right, we've mustered enough. Now we're going to fail to deliver 7,782,000. We're going to hold 512,000 shares. We're going to sell these damn things, or we're going to knock the shit out of SoFi's price tomorrow, damn it. So there it was at 1520. It went to 1608. Holy shit. That is a major ass taking that right up, folks. That is a major, major, major painful experience for them, I'm sure. And again, I ask the question, how high would SoFi have gone if they didn't pull this stunt and failed to deliver almost $8 million worth of the stock? How high would it have gone if they didn't have these shares to sell during the next day to try to retain the price? And folks, it's just been a steady, constant stream of the same thing. Them failing to deliver, the price going higher. 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 You see the pattern here? Folks, they can't, how long can they keep doing this? I mean, it's every single day for the last, it's been for, look at this, since April 10th. It's almost, here they're just trying to do it. They're just doing it over and over, and it's just killing them, folks. We're killing them. We're killing them. And here, just recently, on the 31st, they failed to deliver $1,186,000 worth of the stock. And where was the price then? $21.87. Well, where's it now? Where's it this morning? I see $22.68 up here is what I see. I see $22.65 now. I just refreshed it. So, folks, this is something I wanted to bring to your attention, that they're naked shorting the hell out of this stock. And one of the questions that I have, and I'm going to move over here now for a second, and I've got our eyes on this morning, another stock, GXAI. This stock was up yesterday 87%, folks, on millions of shares traded. You're talking 248 million. The average is 4 million. And the news that came out was that they expanded their AI capabilities with new technology, and they started launching an Art Gen, it's called, an AI image and video creation platform targeting multi-billion-dollar industry. All right. So that's what made them spike yesterday, GXAI. And we're looking for a major flush out. And now it's down 33 cents. And folks, this is on low volume this morning. Go look at the pre-market volume. It's very low volume this morning that's run it down. And this is the perfect prime example of a stock that we like to get in on. Okay. When they fleece it out with a relatively low amount of shares compared to yesterday's total oversold status, I'm sure the RSI is off the roof. But folks, these are the kind of stocks we look for to get in on. Over exuberant buying, heavy duty volume, and then the next day, a light amount of volume to push it down 33 cents or more. All right, so we're going to be watching this one. This is it. This is going to be our play of the day. I'm calling GXAI out as the play of the day. All right. All right. That's what some people always want to know. What stock I got my eye on? Well, this is it. This is the one. They're fleecing it out right now. And it's cheap, folks. $1.75 a share. You're not going to risk too much buying a few here in the pre-market right now, even, in my opinion. And I could be wrong, but watch what happens. They're going to be all over this one, flushing people out of it this morning, I believe. GXAI. All right. And that's just my call. I could be wrong. It could fall even more. But, folks, I'm just saying, all right, keep your eye on that one. GXAI, okay? Please. All right. Next. I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, now let me go over here to my channel stream. Just give me a second because I want to see that I'm up and you guys can all see the picture well. And I want to thank you all for being here with me right now. We got 81 watching. Hey, that's a good number. Can you guys do me a favor? The time is right now 8:51. Can you do me a favor at 8:52 and 8 seconds? Can you guys all hit the like button, okay? And I'd appreciate it if up until then we get some love shown on the screen. So you guys, please, can you throw some love up there? Can you throw a heart on the screen for me, please? I'd appreciate it if you guys would do that. Throw up a heart on there. And that way we can get everybody to do this at the same time. Here we go. We're going to count down right now. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hit the like button right there. And let's keep this screen flowing with hearts. Yes, I see them and I feel the love. Oh, it feels warm and it feels warm and oh, thank you. There's a heart on for you and a heart on for me, and there's a heart on the screen for everybody to see. There's a heart on for me and a heart on for you. There's a heart on the shorts, and they're all getting screwed. Oh, yes. Thank you for being here and enjoying, I hope, the Heart On song. Catfish, do you recommend buying ETFs when market opens or 1 hour before it closes? I don't have any say on that either way. I'm not a particular ETF buyer. I'm sorry I can't guide you on that. That's not my forte. Wendy, thank you for those beautiful hearts. Oh man, look at those. She giving some shitty hearts too, I think. I think those are shitty hearts. They look little heart shits. Those look like little Hershey's. Hershey's. Time to make some money for today. Yes, it is. Limit buy on GX, not GX, GXAI. GXAI. GXAI, not GX. GXAI. 166 would be great to pick it up. 164, 155, 149. I don't know how hard they're going to hit it at the open, but they're hitting it now, 16% down. GXAI. So we're going to keep our eye on that. It could be a good day trading play today. GXAI, folks, this stock right here that was up 87% yesterday. And now it's down on low volume, 16%. It could be a cherry pick. It could be a nice cherry pick, folks. The news that they had yesterday that they launched an ArtGen, an AI image and video creation platform that's targeting a multi-billion-dollar market. That's the news that broke yesterday that drive the price up. The normal volume is only 4 million and it got 248 million yesterday. Now, one thing we want to look at is their analysis or statistics, statistics, because we want to see on their statistics, we want to see how many shares are outstanding. And right now, this shares outstanding is only 7 million shares, and it traded 124 million yesterday. Okay, sure. 7 million, and that's a heavy-duty churn right there, baby. That is a massive churn. They got a 7 million share outstanding, and it did over, 124 million yesterday? And folks, look at this. The float is only 6.54 million float. None of this is held by institutions, only 7.96%. And insiders only hold 3% of the company, 3.17. But I'm just letting you know, folks, that's a very low float, very low outstanding. And I like to find share companies that are below 100 million shares outstanding because they can be more volatile and move quicker. This one only has 7.12 million, folks. So they can move fast. So this could be a good day trading stock today. We're going to watch it close. GXAI, all right? And so now I'm going to come over here. And some people might freak out by what I'm going to do today, but I think we're going to be in good shape. And we're going to go over here now to this. And we are going to go to this. And we're going to go to, we want to have our eyes on OPEN today. And just so you guys know, here on Friday, we have the notes coming out from, what's his name, Powell in Jackson Hole. And some people also think that might have been some bearing on the market going down. A little jittery about this weekend. Little jittery about Friday. And here we go, open. 3.49 per share. Down, 13 cents. Isn't that what they're trying to hold SoFi down this morning? Wasn't it 13 cents? They were trying to hold it down? I think it was. I think it was. Now 18 cents. They're going for 18. Well, they've been accumulating it already this morning at 22.55. I've already shown everyone that. They like the number 22.55, and they've definitely gotten down there several times this morning in the pre-market, and they've just bought all they could there, 22.55. And but I'm going to put on here on my sheet about highs and lows. I want to put in last night's low that I saw. And last night's after hours low I saw was 22.10. And the reason I know that they hit that number is because I bought there. I bought 50 shares at 22.66 and I bought 100 shares at 22.10. And the volume yesterday, twice as many shares. The volume yesterday, twice as many shares as the day before almost. And I want you to see that they only let it recover off this big swing, 6 cents. Let's go see what happened the last time the recovery was only 6 cents. Right here. The recovery from a 58-cent swing that day was only 6 cents. What did the price do the next day? It went from $12.80 to $13.28 to $13.48 to $13.60 to $13.82 to $14.32 to $15.17. Are you getting the picture? See, usually when the price swings big numbers, you get good recoveries. 60-cent swing comes back 55, 65 comes back 48, 61 comes back 43. $1.28 swing only comes back 4 cents. Well, what did it do the next day? It went from 13s all the way up here and the low was 13.23. And then just days later, 13.47 and then 14.46 and 14.78. Folks, anytime they try this suppression effort, anytime that they try the suppression effort, it fails on them. It fails. It's just that, look at this one. They tried to suppress it here, tried to keep it from coming back here up above 68-cent swing. It came back 48 cents. Here, a 78-cent swing comes back 8 cents. Where was the price the next day after 11.39? 12.12, 12.47, 12.91, 13.90. Jeez, folks, how many times do you have to see this to recognize what they're doing? What do you need to look at? How many times do I need to show you? I can show you over and over this stunt that they pulled. Look at this 5-cent comeback. See that? On this day here, 69-cent swing came back 66, 35 came back 21, 29 came back 17, 29 comes back 5. Where's the price the next day? 11.90 to 13.40 to 15 to 16. Jeez, are you starting to see this? I hope you understand the probability of what's about to happen now based on what I just showed you. Here it is. I hope you understand it and makes sense to you. The swings lately have been $1.21, got back 113, 141, got back 72, 121 gets back 55, 124 gets 115, 82 gets 82, 222 and gets 6 cents back. 6 cents back on a 222 swing. Twice as much volume because they probably naked shorted shares yesterday that they didn't return from the day before. And then they used them to sell. Look at that, folks. Look at that massive volume trying to hold it down 6%. You always see them do that. I'll show you another one here, massive volume where they tried to hold it down. Look at this massive volume here. 95 million, they did 171, so it would only recover 4 cents. See that massive volume? So it would recover 4. Where was the price? 13.20, 13.23. Well, so what? A week later, it was 13.47, and 10 days later, 14.78. Folks, this is a typical standard effort to hold it down. And it isn't going to work, folks. Just like holding down GXAI today, I don't believe will work. Oh, yeah, this is starting to climb already, folks. It's starting to make a move back up a little bit. It was down 33 cents, and now it's only down 27, folks. I called out this stock this morning. I sent you a notification. I put out a notification on this stock this morning telling everyone about it. Let me roll up here and say hi, everybody. Suvi Das, you're a millionaire, dude. I'm rich in more ways than monetarily. PLTR said hi. Daniel Davidson, 4322. Will SoFi go down with the markets or, oh no, it's going to bounce? Masood, good morning to you. Gary Edwards, good morning, my friend. Mark Lucas, 8246, said hi. Wendy Twong said hi. Good morning, Wendy. Said hi. Jack, I just hope he picks a balanced Fed chair. Yep, good morning, Gary Edward. Catfish, do you recommend buying ETF? We already read this. Got to move on down here. I got to get caught up. Yep. Blake, let's see here. Wendy, good morning, Wendy. Blake, good morning. Blake J, 49er. Limit buy GX, yes, GXAI. Yes, I got it. Morning, Tank. Jeff Presley, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Picked up some SoFi overnight, 2209. I bought it at 2210. So I got to change the number to 2209. We are buying low again, folks. Yep. What is it? Daniel Poindexter. Hold on. Let me change this because I only bought it at 2210. I didn't know it hit 2209. And I bet you for sure they hit 2208 most likely. But I'm going to put it in here now, 2209, because I just changed it to 2210, and it was actually 2209. Thank you for letting me know that. So the after hours low was actually 2209. And I bought it at 2210. Now, I brought it to everyone's attention that SoFi was being manipulated down last night. I sent out a notification when the price dropped down to 2266, and I commented on it because I wanted you to get your eyes on it because who knows what it would do. And sure enough, they ran it down to 2209 last night. And now look where it is. So why did they do that? Well, they did it so they could exit the position. Or BlackRock did it for someone so they could enter the position, okay? There's a reason that it happened. There's some reason or another that it happened, folks. But regardless, it tells me somebody wanted to scoop up some shares at 2210 or 2209 last night. That's what it tells me. Because they're going to see a run start today, and they wanted to snap it at the lowest they could, 2210 last night. And by the way, but being here on this channel is an advantage to you because you know now. Well, you might get up this morning and see it at 2254 and go, oh no, it's at 2254. And then you're on this channel and you hear that it was at 2210 and you go, oh shit, man, that's good. Right? I said the S word, I'm sorry. But hey, I've heard Hurricane Lopez and even Cal over at Trending Stocks say a lot worse words at times, but and we've had reason to do so. Like me, the day that Anthony Noto did that $1.5 billion shelf offering, I was mad as a hornet that he chose that day to do it. But what do you know? As soon as he makes that offering, what happened? All these index funds started buying like mad. He made that decision. He made that decision on the 29th, folks. On the 29th, and I was mad as a hornet because it was right after earnings. Finally, a great earnings that you could let filter into the market, and everyone just let it keep rising for 2 weeks. And instead, what did he do? He came out with that offering, and after hours, it just felt like a knife in the back, folks. But let me tell you what started happening then. After that announcement, ladies and gentlemen, institutions started coming in. Look at them coming in here now since that announcement that came out on the 29th. Folks, they've just been pouring in. Look at them all pouring in, increasing. And I'm not kidding, folks. This is amazing. This is totally amazing. How can I get this off my screen? Oh, geez. Out of here. Well, whatever. I want you to see right here, folks. This is the 29th. This is earnings day. And look at the institutions that started piling in after the announcement of the $1.5 billion shelf offering. Isn't this interesting that they were raising the percentage values of their portfolios while so many retail investors were selling on that news? Now, I mentioned that day that 1.5 billion shelf offering was going to help SoFi in the long run. And I knew that they were probably going to acquire another company or do something with that money that would just improve the whole package. But I was upset at the timing of it. But regardless of the timing of it, just look at all the institutions that were buying on the 29th and the 30th and the 31st. Folks, and they weren't just coming in lightly. If you go up to the top of this here, this column on the right here, it's showing you this column, the percent value increase. The percent value increase. And if you come down here to the date that they made that shelf offering on the 29th, I want you to see the percentage increases that started on that day. So here you are on the 28th, and this is the 29th and 30th. And look at these buys. Look at the investments coming in. They're increasing by 339%, 100%, 1,300%. 18%, 51%, 58%, 55%, 242%, 28%, 102%, 33%. Folks, some of these, like this one here, this is a big time whale. This company right here, Sumitomo, this is a massive whale of a stock buyer, folks. And they just increased. They own 3,399,000 shares of SoFi stock, increasing their value. They doubled down, folks. They doubled down. This is a massive, 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 massive whale, folks. And I'm just showing you this because they did it after the $1.5 billion shelf offering. Now, one of the things that they might have done is they might have watched Tanner's video, and I commend him for putting up such a great video showing how this $1.5 billion shelf offering was going to increase SoFi's EPS by massive amounts. He showed how it'll all work out in the future and what's going to happen on their next quarters and the quarter after, how it's going to make their EPS rise so significantly. I thought it was a great video, and maybe the people were watching him and they said, shit, he's right. And so they bought that day and increased their portfolio by 102%. So Tanner, I'm just going to say thank you for that great video that you put up about how this 1.5 billion shelf offering was going to help SoFi so much, because it was very well done. So I don't usually like some of the things he's done in the past, and I've even told you about some of his fraidy cat faces. But to Tanner now, I want to give you an applause. You deserve it. Yeah, that was well deserved. I don't hear you. All right, thank you. Tanner, you deserve it, man. That was a great article. That was one heck of a fantastic article that he went and put up, he put up on about the $1.5 billion. And believe me, at that time, I needed to hear that because I was still mad about it. I was stewing that they picked that time to do it. But ladies and gentlemen, you got City State Bank that increased. You got freaking ARK Investment and Kathy Wood that piled in, increasing her portfolio by 242%. And folks, they all knew after that shelf offering, they knew what was going on. And they started coming in big time, folks. Just look at these increases. Look at these increases. 58%, 55, 74, 74, 650, 58.32, 52, 170%. Folks, these are massive accumulations all at once on the shelf offering deal. And now we're coming up here into August. We're coming up here into the 4th, August the 4th and the 5th. And you got all these companies coming in. Look at this. This is a major whale right here, folks. Simplex. They already own 1,380,000 shares, and they increased their portfolio by 108%. Folks, they are doubling down. Doubling down when SoFi did this $1.5 billion shelf offering. Look at Huntington National Bank, increasing by 8.43%. Keystone, Key Financial. Folks, this is amazing to see all these institutions pouring in, increasing by 66%, 56%, 57%, 25%, 63%, 40%, 56%. Folks, I keep saying this over and over. Follow the money. Follow the money. And I mean, you've got insurance companies now pouring in. Insurance companies. Lincoln Variable Insurance. Man, I ought to start a list of all the insurance companies that own. Because another list I have here, folks, shows you how many index funds own SoFi. And you better look at how they started buying in on SoFi after the news came out about the first $2 billion offered by Fortress Finance. Fortress came in and they said, hey, we're going to give you $2 billion. And when they did that, that lowered SoFi's risk. Their risk, it mitigated SoFi's risk. And on that announcement that Fortress was going to give SoFi $2 billion, look at all the index funds that started pouring in and look at the percentages that they started increasing. And folks, I learned this about index funds from Hurricane Lopez, Danny Deals, that index funds are not like ETFs. Index funds buy for 20 years out. They're not the kind of funds that day trade at all. They buy for very, very long term. And look at who all's buying. Knights of Columbus up here. Can you see that? Knights of Columbus is buying, folks. Knights of Columbus is buying the stock. You think those guys are going to risk their money? No, they added their portfolio 53%. Look at all these Vanguard additions. And look at the percentages they were increasing, 103, 105, 130, 115. And by the way, at this time during January, the price was $13 a share. During January, it was in the $13 range. And just look at all these coming in. Calvert, for God's sake. This is some of the oldest money in the world. This is where the dinosaurs chiseled out money back then. And they had the first ones. They increased their portfolio by 75%, folks, the value of their portfolio. This is some of the oldest money in the world here, folks. This is very old money. This is like older by far than the Rockefellers or the Kennedys or the Carnegies or anyone. This is older than that. This is the same level as this is Rothschild old, folks, even older. All right, goes way back. Gary Edwards knows all about it. Folks, look at this, folks. Look at this. Gary Edwards is part of one of the richest families in the known history of mankind, the Fitzgeralds. He's on this channel with us now, and we also have David Kennedy, who's here with us. And David, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to get those spreadsheets to you last night, but I had something come up last night, so I'll get them over to you today for sure. You'll get those spreadsheets. I'm sorry I had something occur, and I didn't have it planned, so I'll make sure and get them to you tonight, David. You sent me your email. I appreciate it, and I will get them to you. I just had something go on, and I can't control things sometimes. But it will be taken care of, I promise. I always follow through. But look at all these coming in. Schwab, increasing 41%, 42%, 50%, 49%. And by the way, after SoFi had the $2 billion come deal from Fortress, they had a $5 billion deal that came in here. This is when the announcement was of the $5 billion deal from Blue Owl. And that's when all these buyers started doubling down because they mitigated SoFi's risk when they got other people's money, folks. So all these institutions started buying in right here because of the Blue Owl deal. The Blue Owl, $5 billion more handed to SoFi to hand out to their customers. And SoFi is expanding into student loans and sending out student loan notices to all that have student loans that they're going to offer you some great discounts and better rates than you can get from the government. And all student loans that are advancing to major degrees, like to become a doctor, lawyer, a dentist, an attorney, all of these people cannot fund through the government anymore. They've cut off that secondary funding. The U.S. government does not make that available to its citizens anymore, and they'll have to come through private entities. And of course, SoFi will be at the top of the game because student loans, they've got to be paid back now, Joey. Can you believe that our judges and people of the highest education level thought that it should be right for everyone else just like them to pay back their loans? Every one of those people sitting in those chairs that overturned Biden's attempt to stop student loans being paid back did not like the fact that they had to pay back their student loans. And like one of the senators said, if you're going to do that, why don't you just make them pay their student loans, but give everybody who has car payments, let them have no payments on their cars. Let's just get rid of car payments instead of student loans. And that would benefit even more Americans than student loan. But at any rate, I just wanted to share with you that now student loans, the U.S. government has backed away from the advancing degrees and will not give money out to people that want to be those high positions. They have to get the money through private entities. Yep. 8 from 18 keeps buy rating on the shares. The firm sees the company's momentum continuing with its crypto offerings, helping margins amid stable credit trends. Nice. Thank you, PB Hatka. The company's momentum in continuing with its crypto offerings. Yes. JP Morgan Chase, SoFi price target 22 from 22 to 24. And also we saw Citi come in, raise their price target to $28. Kat, you know the markets are going down all week? No, I don't know that. Sorry. Also MSCI. And by the way, the markets about 2-3 weeks ago were going down and SoFi went the other way. All the markets were falling. They fell 3 days in a row and SoFi was going up. So I think people look at SoFi as a place of security. And when things are tumbling, I think they'll come into SoFi. And at any rate, I just wanted you to see that all of these index funds here, let me tell you, they're not worried about the market going down all week, and they're not going to sell a single one of these shares of SoFi that they bought. Not one of them's going to. Not one of them is going to sell SoFi here. I can practically guarantee it. All right? I don't believe they will. I don't believe those index funds are going to get out. Not down 5 or 6%. I don't believe it. In fact, I think they're buying more today, right now, on the dip. But I've already said also that I thought SoFi could continue to fall all the way up until the 26th, because that's when all these 3,000 of the biggest companies in the world have to buy SoFi stock on the 26th. So I'm not surprised. And I told everyone, don't be surprised now to see them take 24 all the way down to $20 right before they got to buy on the 26th. I told everyone that already on this channel. I said, don't be surprised now that they know that they've got to buy all those shares of SoFi on August the 26th. Don't be surprised to see them just chisel it and chisel it and chisel it down. And I said, also, if you don't believe me, just watch, because a company like BlackRock can be getting calls every single day from all of these entities and saying, man, can you sell some shares, or will you let us borrow them so we can sell this thing down? And BlackRock does that all the time, folks. They do it all the time. They loan out shares for people to sell and attack stocks with. That's what they do. That's what they do. They loan out the shares and then they charge people interest on the shares when they have to return them. And BlackRock doesn't mess around. You return your shares to BlackRock, folks. All right? They're not like some of these other entities that loan out shares. BlackRock wants their shares back when you're done playing your games with them, okay? Don't mess around with BlackRock, because they have people in high places. They have people on rooftops. And I'm telling you, you don't want to mess around with BlackRock. And I won't go any further. So Jim Renteria is calling out open at 22.66, then 80 cent from high to low, 21.86, and we get filled, then 21.77. All right. All right. We'll see if that happens. The low last night, in case you folks didn't know it, was $22.10 last night in after hours. Looks to me like they're going to try to get a 22.55 opening, Jim. And I want to thank you all for being here with me. I've got my eye on another stock this morning, this one here. And I told everyone to buy it, or suggested you start buying it, at $1.72 this morning. And it was up 87% yesterday, had massive volume, 248 million, averages 4 million. And I told you guys this would be a good buy this morning. It was down 13%, even more. It was down 14.5%. So I hope that you picked some up at 172. I told you that was going to be a good one. They ran it down on very low volume, I said, in the pre-market, and that's why I wanted you to get your eyes on this thing. I told you to start small. Folks, I put out a notification to everyone today on my channel, and I told them about this. So if you're a member on this channel, you would have got a notification this morning to buy this when it was at $1.76, $1.72 a share. And I told you, this is very, very common and what we like to look for. This is the perfect combination of a stock that was over exuberantly bought, went up way too high, and then the next morning they try to fleece it out. Now, I also want you to see that one of the things that's encouraging about the stock is, even though they tried to flush it out yesterday from this morning from 8 a.m. until about 8:20, it looks like. Let me move this over just a little bit. There we go. And let me back this out. Let's try the 5-day on it. There it is. All right. So this was this morning, 8:40 a.m., $1.70.88. $1.70.88, folks. And I told everybody, I came on and said, folks, this is where we come in. I said to some of you, let's get in here on this. Don't buy heavy, get small, okay? Buy small. And because they've run it down on very low volume, and this thing was up 87%. So I hope some of you pulled the trigger on that this morning and got some. But we're going to watch this one close, folks. We're going to watch this one closely. GXAI. And do you think I'll sell something that I'm down on to buy that? You bet your ass I will. Oh, yeah, I will for sure. Ah. All right, folks, we're ringing the bell here. Monitor this. And right now, all I'm holding is SoFi stock, folks. That's the only stock I have here. Whoa. First thing I'm going to do in case they attack out of the gate, as soon as the bell rings, I'm going to sell 50 shares. As soon as the bell rings, I'm going to be, and by the way, hit the like button right now, everybody. Come on. Hit that like button. We got 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 9, 8. Hit the like button and hit some hearts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm selling at market right now. I just sold. Oh, God, I'm on open. Geez, I don't even have any. I just shorted that. I just shorted open 50 shares. SOFI. All right, well, that's all right. It'll probably fall. And here I go, folks. I'm going to be selling here. Sell it to 53. Sell at 54. Sell at 55. Folks, this is the limit. They always try to stop at 54, 55. This is on my sell sheet. Now, I'm down a little bit on this now, but I think we're going to go right on back up here over this. And look at the big buy that just came in at 2240, 586,000. All right, I just sold. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to get rid of the second order. Now I'm coming up here to 66. I want to sell 66 and 65 and 64. I'm selling here, folks. I'm selling these shares. Now I'm coming up to 2273, 2276, and 2277. I want to sell here. And I'm selling 50 shares at a time, folks. I've now got 2,500 to buy with. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. Almost open, let it be. All right, now, I want to get over to what was that other one I had? GXAI. GXAI. Oh, look at that. Down 9%. I'm buying right here, 50 shares. I just came in. I'm buying here GXAI, folks. I'm buying GXAI right here. Just got it at $1.83. Coming down to $1.77 if I can get it. $1.77, folks. Come on, baby. And have they halted it? It looks like they halted the dang thing. It's sitting at 182 right now, folks. Looking for 177 here by GXAI, folks. I'm going to buy market here. I'm buying market. It's going to go back up. God dog it, man. Somebody's accumulating this thing here, folks. It's down 12%, folks. Yesterday, it was up 87%, the stock. Somebody's hoarding it here, folks, at 182. Someone's hoarding it here at 182, folks. I'm going to go in with auto send now. I'm choosing auto send at the top. Why? And this is the question you have to ask, folks. Why isn't it falling any further? Why isn't it falling anymore? And look at the accumulation here. There's been 60,000 shares there. There's been 18,000. There's been 61,000 and 133,000 shares here, folks, is all. Yesterday, the stock had 240 million shares traded on it. Yesterday, it had 240 million shares traded on it. GXAI is the stock I'm buying. I'm using Charles Schwab, Thinkorswim. I now have 300 shares of it. It's at 183, folks. Volume has now reached 2,400,000. It usually averages 4 million, folks. And I just bought 183. There's already been a whole shitload of shares bought at 190, folks. 604,000 shares at 190. Now let me get over to SoFi. Well, I sure am glad I sold those 2266s and stuff. Now let's try and buy here 2255. 5 shares at a time, folks. I just went in and I bought just now 5 shares at 2252 I just bought. There's already been a massive amount bought at 2240, folks. Let's try 2248 here. Yep, and 2244. There we go. I'm going to get that 48 right now. Come on. Get that. There we go. Got it. I'm going for 2247 here now. Yep. Come on down to 2244 now. That's the next number they want. And that might be it, folks. 2247. If the low ends up being 2223 today, we're going to go to 2323 most likely. If that ends up being the low today, we're most likely going to go to 2323 or higher. Very nice. All right, there she goes. And remember, folks, I was selling 50 shares at a time up there at the 66. There she goes. She's done, folks. It's all over but the crying now. All over but the crying tears of all those who have shorted this stock. And now let me get just a few more shares ordered here. Very nice. Thank you for that manipulative move there. And now we're going to rise even higher, folks. And GXAI is on the move, folks. Come on down here to 44 where I want to be. Come on down here to 44. Let me get the 44 and 45. Come on, shorty. Let's see you do it. Come on back down here to the 47s one more time. I know how you like to play your games. I know how you like to play your little games. Ah, shit. They can't do it, folks. They just ran out of steam. They just got all they could, folks, right there. Now I'm going to raise these because they can't get down to me anymore. And I want to know just now, did you just buy with me in the 2240s? I'm going to start a poll now.